previous episodes, I have shared with you tons of cool places that you can visit here in Tallinn, climb the medieval churches, see the viewing points and places where you can eat. This episode, however, I want to really dedicate to Estonian history and culture. We are going to be going to some really cool museums. We're going to meet lovely Marko, who is a historian, to learn more about Estonian history. Hi! Hey! We are going to try traditional Estonian national clothing. And learn more about the events that have shaped Estonia and its identity and the nation as it is today. Hello, Mr. President. Can I ask you a very serious question? And if you stand in the middle, the acoustics are amazing! Woo! We have plenty of cool places to visit. This video is going to be super fun. We start our day at the Estonian History Museum. It is nicely located within Kadriorg and Pirita neighborhoods, which is lovely as you get some gorgeous views on Tallinn and the sea. And we're going to be climbing these steps to see what this place is all about. Let's go. The palace outside looks pretty lavish, and it kind of makes sense because when it was built in 1874, it was predominantly used as the summer manor house because it's very close to Tallinn. And we are basically heading inside now to see the exhibition, which is called My Free Country. It first was opened in 2018 when Estonia celebrated its 100th anniversary as a free country. Before we're going to see the main exhibition, we will check out the most interactive kids' room, where you get to explore the voting system of Estonia. This children's room is rather excellently designed. It has loads of colourful posters, but what I love is that you can actually come here and learn how the Estonian voting system works here through loads of different interactive games. It has this massive globe here, so many activities for small children. Honestly, even I learned a couple of things here, which was awesome. What a great place!
I would say that the Estonian identity, first of all, is always connected with the language, with the culture. Johan Voldemar Jansen, who did Estonian biggest newspaper, Postimees, and he was the first one who started actually talking about Estonians as Estonians. And to talk about ourselves as a nation was a drastic shift in mentality. We grew up as serfs in the 19th century, and when we had the chance to finally buy out our land, the first Estonians had the chance to go into the university, and the first intellectuals finally managed to fight to get our independence in 1918.
Just finished exploring the museum. What I particularly enjoyed was to see how Estonian nation, this young nation and country, developed throughout the centuries, especially through the last century. Of course, there are such events such as War for Independence, things that do hit hard and you can't really miss. I particularly enjoyed climbing all the way to the top of the tower and seeing this 360-degree view on the sea, on the city of Tallinn, and on the palace itself was pretty grand. Could easily spend more time there, but we need to hit the next location now. Behind me is the Estonian Parliament building. Part of that building is Toompea Castle that dates back to the 13th century, which is the oldest castle here in Estonia. We're here to jump on the guided tour to find out a little bit more about how the Parliament of Estonia works, so let's get in. Once you walk in, you have this Hall of Fame where all the presidents of the Parliament of Estonia are displayed, and the good bit is that once they do their time, they actually can choose their own painter who paints their portrait here, and they're now hanging here on this hall. I'm in a Whitehall room. This room is actually one of the most important rooms in the Parliament building here, as in 1920, this was the place where Estonians have passed their very first constitution, so it's a very big deal. Nowadays, this is the place where the president of the Estonian Parliament greets and meets all the VIP people, and they usually take a picture right next to these flags. The Toompea stronghold has been the center of power since the 13th century. The oldest part is the medieval fortress, which you can see on the western and northern sides, with 3 medieval towers. The tallest tower is 48 meters tall and is called Tall Herman, where you can see the blue, black and white Estonian national flag.
It first started out as the flag for the Estonian Student Society. Blue represents the sea, the sky, black represents the land, the soil that we have worked on, and it makes sense because most of the time we have been farmers. And then white represents hope, freedom, and all of these positive emotions that usually connect with whites.
One of the coolest bits during the Toompea Castle tour is that you also get to see the Parliament Hall, where Estonians' most critical decisions are hatched, debated, and sometimes even fiercely contested. So this is the press balcony. Whenever the Parliament is making their own decisions, press will be sitting here and watching them. And today I'm part of the press.
We are in the Estonian Parliament plenary meeting hall where the plenary meetings are happening. Here we have a single chamber parliament with 101 members in it. In a lot of parliaments you can see a semicircle parliament, but in Estonia we have a bit different. It's looking like a classroom or a cinema where classmates are looking to the president of the parliament, who is like a teacher.
The whole tour lasted for about 60 minutes. It is very efficient and plenty interesting. What's even better, the Toompea Castle is open to the public, and you can book your free tour on the website. Also, really want to say a massive thanks to Marco from Est Adventures for providing great insight into the Estonian history and culture. Marco also does tours around Tallinn, so if you're looking to learn more about Estonian history in a fun and engaging way, I highly recommend checking out Est Adventure Tours.
Yes!
Now I'm going to be getting a head-to-toe 1800s makeover at the Estonian Handicraft House located in the Old Town. There I will be trying 4 different Estonian folk outfits while learning a little bit more about the history behind each garment that I'm wearing. I have specifically chosen the Estonian Handicraft House for my 18th century makeover because it's run by the Estonian Folk Art and Craft Union. Their main focus is to promote and preserve the traditional handicrafts of Estonia, so the staff here is the most knowledgeable when it comes to traditional Estonian folk costumes. Overall, I will try 4 outfits, starting from the everyday clothes and finishing with the most intricate festive outfit. I just had a peek in the mirror and I'm loving it. Over the centuries, Estonian folk costumes were influenced by the fashion trends of the upper classes and traditional costumes of neighboring countries. The Estonian folk clothing was a vibrant expression of identity and belonging, but also revealed there were a social standing, age and marital status. Clothes were generally divided into 3 parts. Working clothes, which were worn every day. These clothes were made of homespun woolen or linen fabric. Braided ribbons were used to secure the stockings from rolling down. The only decoration was the very long belt that was secured around the waist. This is really tight. The headscarf was very important as it protected from the sun and kept the hair clean. This is our working outfit number 1. Here you go, a portrait for Mum. The outfit 2 and 3 were both worn during special events and occasions only. This is a maiden costume. The long linen shirt is swapped for a long woven skirt with colourful stripes. The most expensive garment is the white linen shirt called käised, which means sleeves in English. At the front, it is decorated with embroidery using the most delicate silk, and it was usually made by masters in town, so it was very expensive. Amazing embroidery, and it's very beautiful and very intricate work. As the outfits get fancier, you get to wear more accessories. Currently I'm wearing a big silver brooch with 5 red stones and 2 bead necklaces that are made out of colored glass. And what is really cool, these 2 accessories need to cover the brooch, so when you dance, they make this sound. As I mentioned before, the Estonian folk clothing also reflected the marital status. This is the outfit that an Estonian woman would wear once they already got married. And the 2 things that I want to highlight here is this apron and this lovely bonnet on top of my head. These are the things that would differentiate me from the girls who haven't been married yet. Our last outfit is the most extravagant one. So this is the outfit that you can expect a very wealthy woman on a very festive day to wear in the church. The pot-shaped cap makes this outfit very special. The distinctive headpiece was crafted in silk and decorated with embroidery. And by the end of the 19th century, this headpiece became the epitome of style in northern Estonia. And because it is pretty tall, you actually usually wear a scarf around it because in Estonia it's quite windy and you don't want this very expensive hat to fly away. Mom, selfie time! After 2 hours of trying Estonian folk clothing, it was time to say goodbye. That was a very educational experience. Let's go. and travel to the place that holds immense significance in Estonia's modern history. You've probably heard that Estonians are a singing nation, and rightfully so. Estonians held their very first song festival in 1869, and this tradition continues to thrive to this day.
We started singing these really popular songs in the 19th century. We're still singing them here. In the 1920s and 30s, the state helped because they saw it as a way to build this identity and to build this tradition of having the song festival.
Since the 1940s and onwards, through the Soviet times, the song festivals were not cancelled, however they were used for propaganda purposes.
But everything changed because we started using the song festivals to protest in the 1980s. Estonians wanted to have some changes in the Soviet Union or to get our independence, to get more rights, to get more economic freedom. Through the song festivals and through the mass of people that gathered on the song festivals to sing, we had the chance to start expressing ourselves more freely.
In 1988, over 300,000 people gathered on these grounds to sing Estonian songs and listen to speeches by the Estonian independence movement activists, which ultimately led to Estonian independence in 1991. Nowadays, the Song Festival grounds are not just a historic landmark, but a place where every couple of years over 100,000 Estonians come together to celebrate the rich heritage of Estonian folk music. And if you want to dive deeper into the Song and Dance Festival traditions, please watch our Song and Dance Festival video, where we have spent 4 days backstage uncovering the secrets and challenges behind orchestrating this monumental event. As always, the link will be in the description box below. Thanks so much for learning more about Estonian culture and identity with me. My name is Polly, and I will see you in the next one.